Let's go! Hello! So, this week I'm focusing on F2O. Let's get straight into it. So, F2O stands for first two layers, which basically means after you finish cross, which is the first step, you then solve the first two layers simultaneously. How? Well, let me show you. So this corner and this edge, they need to go here. So what you do is, you pair them up, and then you insert. And then you do the same thing for the remaining F2O pairs, and that's F2O done. Now, F2O is the step that takes the longest to do in a solve, so it's also the most important. And because of that, I will be spending 3 weeks to try and improve it. To begin with, I wanted to see how much time it took me to solve F2O. So I did that on CS Timer and these were the results. So the far right number is the important one, and as you can see, it took me on average a little under 5.5 seconds to solve F2O. Now, by the end of week 5, I want to be averaging under 5 seconds. Why week 5? Well, because I'm focused on F2O for 3 weeks. So this week, week 4, and 5. Now, let me tell you what I did in week 1 in order to consistently solve my F2O in under 5 seconds. So, since I learned the CFOP method, I've always used intuitive F2O, which means to solve F2O with logic and cubing rules. So for example, this F2O case. This is how I would solve it intuitively. As white is on top, I would separate the corner from the edge, then I would hide the edge, and put the corner on top of the edge to pair them up, and then insert the pair. But that's very inefficient. So there's an algorithm that's way faster. Here it is. So that F2O alg is actually 7 moves, while the intuitive way of solving it is 11 moves. And those 4 moves that you save, that could be the difference between averaging over 10 seconds, averaging just under. So basically what I'm trying to get is, this week I learned like 15 F2O algs. Now that was like 50% of my practice, and the other half was solves. So let's talk about that. So last week, I was really mad at my timer because it wasn't stopping when I wanted it to. But this week, I'm mad at my cube. So the 3x3 that I use is this. The Moyu RSM 2020. It's a really good cube, and I got it like 3 months ago, I think. And it was a massive step up from my old domain, which was the Moyu Along version 2. Yeah, this cube, it came out in 2014. But anyway, the RSM 2020, I do like it, but I have certain issues with it. I mean, this cube pops. Like, since when do 3x3s pop these days? Nah, but that's actually very rare. The main problem that I have with this cube is corner twists. Bruh. So I had to get an upgrade, and the cube that I got was the GAN 11M Duo. Yeah, that's right. I spent 60 Canadian dollars on a 3x3. Rip the bank account. Now, it hasn't arrived yet. It's gonna arrive in like a week, but I'm so excited to when that cube is gonna arrive. I mean, yo, it's a GAN, like, I've never had a GAN. But until then, I have to stick with this cube. I mean, I'm making this cube sound terrible, but it's a really good cube, and I got sick times this week. So, this happened. Let's go! Let's go! Yeah! Yo! Yo! 651! What? That's my first ever sub 7. Whoa! Let's go! Yeah, just rewatching that, I'm so happy with that solve. But that's not the only PB that I beat. In fact, I beat my PB average of 12 like 3 times this week. And my PB average of 100, I was beating it every day. Yeah, it went from like 10.5, 10.6 at the beginning of the week to 10.3 or 4 at the end. So that's just crazy. And yeah, I'm just amazed at how much I've improved since the beginning of this challenge. I went from, in week 1, I was averaging 11.5 seconds. And now I'm averaging what? 10.3, 10.4? That's more than a second of improvement. That's really freaking good. And I'm really happy with it. And it just goes to show that if you put the time and effort into cubing and really take it seriously, you can really improve. And on that note, I'm gonna end the video. Please subscribe. I mean, I've spent so much time into these videos, just trying to make them as good as I can. So yeah, peace!